Hello, and thank you so much for joining me here on today's session on how to become a sales magnet. I'm so grateful and so happy you have downloaded or you're watching this session. It really makes me happy to know that I am impacting and helping you. You're here because you want to make changes in your business, and that's exactly what I want you to do. So I'm going to give you lots of value to ensure that you make changes or you do the steps strategies that will help you make sales as soon as possible in your business. So let me introduce myself. My name is Phanice Shamalla Mulengwa. I am a mom, a wife, and a business strategy coach. I'm crazy good at helping businesses owners like you who are in the beginning stages or in the growth stages of their business turn overwhelm and confusion into a solid plan that is clear with goals and action steps so that you can know exactly what to do now to ensure you have you reach the next level of where your sales goal or your business success goal is with what I call content marketing strategies. So we do that without using Facebook ads. We use content. We actually use communication to impact our ideal clients, to impact them to make a sale. So I have been an entrepreneur since 2009, so basically a long time, and I've been very successful. So 2009 to 2015 I had an events marketing company. I used to do events for medical professional associations, so I would talk to sponsors and exhibitors to invite them to the event, and also do 360 everything regarding the event, invite speakers, book hotels and accommodation. And I did that. It was so much fun. I also sold coaching for other coaches because I had mindset issues at that time. I wasn't feeling comfortable to show myself. I wasn't I wasn't in having confidence in my brilliance per se. But now that is something of the past. I have worked with a coach, and I know what I do is impactful. It has been impactful. It's just now I have to show myself to show that I am the one behind the scenes. So 2015 I got unwell, and it brought a lot of drama. Then I lost a loved one, and I went into grief and depression. So I lost everything, and I started over, which you can too. So basically, I have a black belt in success and failure. So I've made lots of money, and I've also lost lots of money, and I feel like that makes me qualified to tell you what to avoid and what is the best and the quick route to success. So I have the reason I do what I do is because of my children. I love being with them. I love seeing them grow. I know my personality is rebel in course, so I'm not meant for 8 to 5. I like to work at my own time in my own place. I want to work with the clients that I really like, that we vibe. I don't want to be told when to take leave, when to go and see my kids, when to have break, when to go for lunch. I really want to have control over everything, and that is why I this is most suitable for me. I love it, and I want to infect all others to have a business or an income generating business that is suitable for their personalities, basically. So let's dive in. Please grab a paper and a notebook, or a notebook and a pen, and make sure you make notes, especially on the things that you want to commit to use in your business currently, so that you can start impacting your ideal clients and getting more money. So I really love the topic of being a self-lead magnet, because when I started my business way back, internet was not that huge at that time, so it was more cold leads, so calling or emailing. Even I did delivery of letters, so that's how uh, old I am. And the thing that used to frustrate me the most was the gatekeepers, because you had to talk to a secretary before you reach the CEO or the marketing manager, who was our contact person to get sponsorship or exhibition for our events. And the gatekeepers would always just give me the runaround: oh, he's not in, or call their day, or deliver on this day, make sure you're here on Friday, blah blah blah. And I was just like, why does it have to take so long just to meet this person and tell them what I want, and let them know how beneficial this thing is to them, so that they can come and we can have a mutual beneficial relationship, which is the most important. You don't want yourself to feel like you're nagging somebody, like you're begging somebody, like you're pushing somebody. You want it to be organic. You want the person to really realize what kind of solution you're giving them. You know the problem they're having, and you know the best route for them to get a solution, instead of you like feeling like you're forcing them or feeling like it's a favor to you. So it's really important to especially if you're somebody like me who really understands the goal of why I want to work with you and the goal of what I expect from you. And so for us to come together and create this magical of where we know where we know our goals and how we can meet together to realize the goal. So the goal is for me to help you, and for the goal is for you to help yourself to make more sales. So basically, being a magnet means you are attracting clients to you. You're not chasing them. You're creating content so that then they can realize that, aha, this person understands what I'm going through. This person seems like they have a solution. Let me contact this person so that they can give me ideas, or they can give me their strategy on how I can solve this solution. So basically, being a lead magnet, being a sales lead magnet means clients come to you. You attract clients to come to you instead of you pushing them or selling, or like being salesy, or being or convincing them basically. So if you don't write it down, you will forget. So make sure you just put the note down. I'm not saying write everything. Obviously, you can have this to watch as many times as you would like, but it's important for you to write down the things that stand out so that you can ensure that you retain them in your memory and you work on them as soon as you can. Great. So to become a sales magnet, we're gonna focus on only 4 points, because you know me, I don't want to overwhelm you with too many stuff. I want you to take baby steps, things that you can do immediately to begin changing your sales strategy in your current business. So number one, be passionate. Number two, be persistent. Number three, position yourself. Number four, take action. Let's begin with number one, be passionate. A lot of times I see, and I've also made the same mistake as well. A lot of times, a lot of people hide behind the product. They want the features of the product or the features of the service or whatever transformation they are giving to be the spokesperson of the business. I always tell people the only unique thing about your business is you. We have billions of business strategies all over the world, but the only business strategy that is funny is on me. So I can only show people, share my passion for this industry, for this business as Phanice. I can only show up as me. So a lot of times I see a lot of, you want to just post about the service or your business offer. You really don't want to share your passion, and that's the biggest mistake, because that's really the anchor of your business. That's really the foundation of your business. People want to buy from you as an individual. They want to see who they are paying. So you want to show up and share your passion. You really want to show people why you love what you do, why you chose this business, what inspired you, what are your goals and desires, how are they impacting you, what are the highs and the lows. Those are the things to share so that people can relate. So you can do that either through posting. You can do that even in the comments, like to agree with somebody who shares whatever passion you have. So for example, there is people who are in your industry who are industry leaders, and if they share their journey and it is something similar to yours, you should also comment either on if they have a blog on the comment section, or if they have a post on the comment section, and say, this is exactly what I am going through currently. I'm so glad you shared how you went on the other side. I'm currently doing this, and I want to be where you are at. And that will make people aware of you, and also showcase your passion. There'll be opportunities even for collaboration. So a lot of times you don't want to just post about your product or service. You really want to also share your passion, because that's what will really differentiate you from the rest of your competitors. And even if you put yourself in the buyer's shoes, when you go and buy anything from anywhere, if that person is not enthusiastic about what they are doing, is not helpful, is not excited about the business, you really don't feel the urge to buy. So I tell people it's as easy as somebody selling shoes. or selling ice cream in the streets. You know, when you meet somebody and they're like, oh, beautiful girl, beautiful baby, and they're saying so many nice things about your child, even if you didn't want to buy ice cream because you feel like it's junk, at that time they will make you want to buy because they're so happy and they're so enthusiastic. I remember the first time I got pregnant, my sister introduced me to her gynecologist, and when we went to the hospital room, the line, like we went at around 9 and the line was already so long. I think I was like the 30th something to be served because you have to register, and we were waiting and people would go in and stay, like it took like 4 hours at that time because obviously I'm tired and stuff, and they would stay, and I was like, no, 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 this is my first and last visit, I cannot, because obviously you've already paid and you've registered, you really don't want to just leave. And then by the time I went in and he served me, I knew immediately why. He was very compassionate, he was empathetic, he was very open. He said, ask me any questions about your journey. Like so many, he actually pulled his chair near mine and talked to me like a dad, not like a, like a concerned person. And I stayed there for so long and asked him so many things, and I was even trying to remember things that before I leave, let me ask him. And he became my guy not just because he showed the passion that he really cared. But if he just said next, oh okay, now this is what will happen, blah blah blah, and then go, I'll be like, but it's like you really don't care about me. So share your passion, show your ideal clients that you care about them, that you care about the outcomes that they get in their business. So share your stories, how you started, things like that. And I'm going to share tactics at the end of this session. So just to help you, give you pointers. So ask yourself, why am I passionate about this business? What makes me love it? What makes me wake up and do it every single day? Yeah, every single day I want to show up. Yeah, so like for me, I love content. People say, oh, I've run out of content, and I'm like, what? I feel like I have too much content, because I love it so much. So with you, what makes you come alive with your business? Share that. That will make you, people will be happy, and they will want to root for you, and they will come in, cheer you on. Even the Lord share them as well. I know a friend of mine who lost everything. She was evicted from her home. She had to go live with her sister, lost all her stuff and everything. In fact, we bonded over that. And she restarted and she started selling things from her sister's house. She sells food. She's a caterer, and she sells authentic traditional food, and she was selling it from her sister's house until she moved to her own small place, and now she has her own restaurant. It's getting bigger and bigger, and the reason why people always go to that restaurant was because they really love her story. So it has surpassed the food. They really want to cheer her on. They want to see her win. So don't be, I was like that. I was like, oh God, if I tell people about my failures, how will they look at me? They might not want to hire me. And actually, the posts about what I've gone through are the ones that really bring in people, rather than, the value ones that I just give them strategies direct. The ones that I really share my stories are really the ones that get people to come. I remember just last week, someone said, how do you know you are not meant for 8 to 5? And I shared one, and I said I hated my boss and he did this. And even after I got sick, I tried to work for another boss, and it was the worst mistake. And I was vulnerable, and I shared, and I got 6 sales calls from that. And now the next week, I added more calls, 7 more calls, and I got 13 sales calls from those, just from that post of me sharing why I am passionate about, owning my own business. So I cannot emphasize that enough. Always, when you have a call with any new client, I have a new client, or I have a sales strategy call, I always ask, is this business your passion? How do you know this is your passion? Because no matter how much money you're paid, if it is not your passion, it will show. And one day you will hate it, and you will hate going to work, and you will hate everything, and it will come down to every other aspect of your life. So when you come back from work, you'll be annoyed with the kids, and you'll be annoyed with the nanny, and you'll be annoyed with your husband, just because you're doing something that you really don't love. So if you love it, share it. Let the world know. Let the world know, say, I love this business, but today it just knocked me down. Or I love this business, but it was a good day. So make sure you share your passion, and you have something that you're passionate about to begin with. Number 2, be persistent. So a lot of times, and I'm also guilty of this in the past, is we want to do something and get quick wins. You want to talk to Phanice, for only 30 minutes and expect everything will be fixed in your business and you'll be making millions. I wish that were true. Even for the richest man in the world, it took him 25 years. So Bezos has been doing the same thing, and he started from scratch, and it took him a long time to be able to become the richest man in the world. So why do you think it should take you a shorter time? So I feel like you need to be realistic with your persistency. First of all, are you persistent with just no strategy? Then that means you're actually just shooting blanks in the dark. So if you have a strategy, then you need to be persistent with it. 30 to 90 days is what I always say. So make sure you're persistent with it. If it is your strategy to say, it's as simple as, I'm going to do email marketing. I'm going to send 2 emails every week to my subscriber and make sure my subscribers increase by 4, maybe 5 people every week and stuff like that. Put down all those weekly, monthly goals, and now see after each month, after 30 days, what happened. And then the next week, what can be improved. But you don't just throw away the strategy because in the first 30 days you didn't make enough money or you didn't reach your goals, because persistency actually pays off. But it has to be strategic. You have to be consistent with the strategy. But I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to start a business and you someone says, oh, I opened a shop and nobody came and it's been 2 days. So what did you do? Did you look back and say, do people know where my shop is? Are these my ideal clients? Do they really need this service? Do they need it at this price? How can I reach them? How can I show them that I'm here and I'm able to help them? So at the end of the day, focus on the route to the goal. I feel like the best example would be when you watch the Olympics and the 100 meters, especially the ladies. I love it so much. They only put their head up when they are like at the end of the race. So put your head down and focus on the strategy. Be persistent with the strategy regardless of the result. So give yourself time. Say in 30 days, I'm gonna review. What did I do? What time did I post? How many people engaged? Did I engage them in the comments? Did I follow up? How many times did I follow up? How did I do it so that it is comfortable to them and stuff like that? So don't give up immediately. So how you become a magnet is when people see you many times. So people need to see you at least 7 times to be like mildly aware who you are, and for at least 90 days for you to register, you know, that you exist and you have this business that is going to make money. The best example are, if you see influencers, people who we really admire, who have so many followers all over the world, they are consistency pushing content. No matter how many, if whether the content gets engagement or not, they show up and put content. They're always in our faces. That's why we can't ignore them, because they're always in our faces. I'm not saying do it or let it take over your life, but imagine you come and post one day and then you don't get a sale and you're like, oh, I'm in the wrong business, I want to give up. Like, that doesn't make sense. So for you to be a magnet, for the client to know who you are, and to be attracted to you, you need to be there when they need something. You need to be on top of mind. You're contributing to their knowledge, to valuable information, so that they can reach a certain point where they're like, I'm ready to buy, and this is the person I want to buy from. Number 3, position yourself. So positioning yourself means you are the go-to person. So it goes with being consistent. If you're being consistent and you're doing a million things, I say that all the time. So this person today is posting about business strategy. Tomorrow they're posting about selling clothes. The other day they're posting about catering, and they're doing this and that and that and that. And the client is really confused. And confusion only leads to overwhelm, and overwhelm leads to not buying. Simplicity is key. Simplicity leads to sale. Look at yourself the way you buy. You know exactly, if I want to buy a phone, this is where I want to go. If I want to buy a bed, this is where I want to go. If I want someone to help me with parenting, this is the person I want to, I want to help. Even before you refer, you know exactly what you're referring them for. So if you yourself, you've not positioned yourself as the go-to person for this particular expertise, or you solve this particular problem, how do you expect your ideal client to know if you yourself have not positioned yourself as that? So I want you to ask yourself, I want to be known as the go-to person for dash. So for me, I want to be known as the go-to person for working moms who are stressed with a toxic, overwhelming, stressful 9 to 5 job, and they want to quit. They want a matching. They want to do a business that will match their salary. So they want to quit, but they want the same amount of money, yeah, or more, that exceeds whatever they were earning. And then they will come to me, and the people will be saying, go to Phanice, she'll be able to help you for that. And that's what I want you to think about in your own business. What do you want to be known for? What do you want to be known as the go-to person for? So position yourself. I really encourage you to go in the guide section, or you can ask me in the comment section, and I will tag you on how to optimize your profile. Very important, because that way people will know exactly how you can help them in an instant, and then they will make a decision whether they want to continue the relationship or they are not the best person for you. And when you position yourself, people think if I position myself, I will lose that. That is exactly the opposite. When you position yourself, that's when a lot of people will actually be magnetized and come to you. And obviously, number four, I always like, this is my, I don't know how to say it, mantra. You have to take action. You really have to take action. It doesn't, there is nobody who, if you want to lose weight, you have to do, whether it's the diet or go to the gym, you have to do it. If you want you know, to look good, you have to commit to, okay, this is the style I want to wear. It's the same with your business. If you don't take action and it is not consistent action, you're not going to make sales, and you're not going to magnetize anybody. So nobody is just not going to imagine by osmosis that you exist and come to you. You have to use the strategies. You have to show up. You have to share value. You have to share your passion. You have to take action. So even after this session that you're watching, immediately ask yourself, what action do I want to take next, in the next 5 days, in the next 1 hour, in the next 10 days, 20 days? And how do I want to commit? How many times will I make the same action so that I ensure that this strategy works for me? Because honestly, a lot of businesses fail because people don't take action. So knowledge is not power. Implementation is power. Knowledge without implementation is zero. And somewhere I attended a summit, and the coach said, no, if knowledge was power, then librarians would be rich. And I was like 100%, because my mom is a teacher, and you know, teachers are the most underpaid profession in the world. And I was like, if knowledge was power, teachers would be rich, because they teach the knowledge, but they don't implement, basically. And there is no hate, no shade, but basically, the reason why people stand out is the ones who take action. Like, you'd rather take imperfect action than no action at all. So if you don't take action, nothing will change. You will still remain the same, and we'll be meeting next year, 2022 September, and you're still in the same position, or even worse, because you never took action. So don't be like that. Don't be the in the failure list. Make sure you, whatever is happening in your life, what action can you take? What can you manage to do right now to, you know, move you forward in your business? Yeah, so great. I want to talk about the tactics, the actual tactics you can use to become a sales magnet today. Because I've told you the basics, the strategy in terms of the foundation. Now I want you to use that foundation in actualizing. You want to implement some promotional tactics that you can use right now. So I'm gonna focus on know, like, and trust, because usually when you see my past freebies, I say ABC. So awareness, build trust, and convert. It's the same. So know, like, and trust activities are actually things that you can do to make the client be aware of who you are, so to know who you exist. Because obviously, if they don't know who you are, then they will not be attracted to you and become, you know, you will not become a sales magnet. And then number two, if they don't like you, then they will not buy from you. And then if they don't trust you, which is the huge, that's the key. So it has to go three-way. You can't just go to trust. You have to, first of all, they have to know who you are, and then they have to like you, and then they trust you, and that's when they'll purchase from you. So, for people to know who you are, you have to get visible. You have to show yourself. You guys have no idea, because in 2015, when I got sick, I had a stroke, and then I had Bell's palsy. So my face was crooked for a very long time, and I really wanted to hide. I actually removed all mirrors in my house. I didn't want to see myself. So the reason why I didn't want to do event marketing anymore is because I didn't want to do those speech meetings and going to see the sponsor, because I didn't feel like, comfortable. So I had this challenge as well for a very long time. For about 9 months, I couldn't go live. I was terrified of going live. like literally terrified. I was reading about it or how to prepare to go live. This is how to go live. Like I was preparing like it's an exam, and it's so easy. It's just press the button and go live. But I was behaving like I'm going to the Olympics or something. And I was giving myself so many excuses. I'll go live when this happens. I'll go live when this happens. I'll go live when this happens. And I just had to get over it. I had to get over it. So even with you, whatever, however you're hiding, for people to know you, you have to show up. Don't hide behind your product or service. You have to show who is this person who has, come up with this great business concept or has this great business idea or has this great service. So you need to get visible. Now, to get visible, you need to grow your audience. You need to have an audience. You have to have people who like either your pages or subscribed to your email list for your website, have, joined your Facebook group, whichever sales system you have. You need an audience. You cannot have a product or service without an audience. Like that's just a mismatch. So what strategies are you using to grow your audience? I actually did on the 15th of September, I did a webinar on how to use lead magnets, which is one of the best ways to grow your audience, which I think most of you either are aware, or if you're not, you need to let me know so that I can send you the replay. So what tactics are you using to grow your audience? One of the tactics you can use is lead magnets. So lead magnets, you store them in your whatever your soft system is, whether it's your website or your sales lead or your lead pages or your Facebook group or whatever your pages. How are you gonna attract people to come there so that then when they are there, you can nurture them to become, your client. Okay. Now, how are you interacting and engaging with others? So, one of the mistakes we make is to be selfish, basically. And I've been there. You want to just, talk about your product or service. You don't want to help anybody or, be in any other business. So that doesn't work, because social media is not an e-commerce store. So if you're going to an e-commerce store like Amazon or eBay, you're going specifically to buy because you've identified a product. But people go on social media to socialize. So you need to change your attitude towards showing up. So make sure you're interacting and engaging with others. You'll see, like, if you post something that is fun and entertaining, people will actually be more engaging than if you post something about your product. So you need to see how you're balancing that. You're making sure you are seen as this human being. You're connecting with them, socializing with them, but at the same time you're also showcasing your brilliance in terms of the business that you have. So do that by obviously posting, but also you need to interact with others by commenting on other people's posts and making sure you are engaging with them in terms of reaching out to them, either in the DMs or asking them to get on a sales call with you. So like, for example, I can if you're in a group and you've never introduced yourself, as an example, how will people know who you are? How will you get visible? So I would encourage you, if you're in my group, make sure you show up and say, let me introduce myself. My name is Phanice. I'm a mom. I hate mornings. I'm a night owl. Something fun about yourself. This is the business I have. I chose this business because of this and that. Don't just, show up and tell people about about buying your stuff. I'll give you a good example. So we've said social media is a social setting. So let's give it an equivalent of a party. So imagine if you're in a party and you're having fun and you have a drink and somebody just comes to you straight and then says, "Hi, buy my handbags." You'll be like, "Oh my God, this person is creepy and crazy," and you'll walk away because they don't know you and you don't know them. So this is the mistake you're making when you're just entering a group. You haven't introduced yourself. You haven't connected with anyone. You've never commented on any other post, and you're just like, "Buy from me." You need to introduce yourself. just like you would in the party, you'd say, "Hi, how are you? I'm Phanice," and then they'll say, "I'm Liz," or whoever, and then you'd say, "Okay, nice to meet you. What brings you here?" And then they say, "Oh, my friend brought me," or I'm the one, I'm a vendor, or I came to network, whatever it is, and break the ice, so that now when you introduce your product or service, they know who they know your vibe, they know who you are, they like you, and they'll definitely buy. But if you're just going straight for the jugular, then you are off-putting, you're repelling, you're actually not being a magnet. So interact and engage with others, show up in community and serve. That is related to second point, because if it is something about your industry that is being discussed and you're not contributing and you don't have a comment and you don't even care, why should people buy from you? So if people are talking about something that you do, whether, for example, people are talking about COVID and how it has affected maybe the entertainment business, and you're an entertainment person, your business is entertainment, are you contributing to that discussion? Are you commenting and saying, "This is how it has affected me"? Are you leading the discussion? Are you sharing value? Are you helping people without expecting anything in return? I'm not saying give anything for free, like that is costing you money. But if, for example, you are in the entertainment industry and you've pivoted well, and somebody says, "I haven't made money in a year, I'm a DJ," you can tell them, "Oh, yes, I understand what you mean. I actually was a sounds person, and this is what I've done to pivot my business, and it has really been helping me." That is helpful information, and people will really appreciate, so that when the time reaches to buy, then you're on top of mind because you've shared your expertise and you've actually given them value. So make sure to get visible. You grow your audience, have a system of growing your audience, have a system to interact and engage with others. I actually have it in my to-do list. I have days that I post and days that I comment. So I have a few groups, because my strategies Facebook groups in email marketing. So I have few groups that I have chosen. I don't wanna. I'm not in a thousand. Okay, I'm in a thousand groups that I'm not commenting in all the groups. I choose the ones that are in my strategy, and I make sure I go through the comments and comment, and make sure I connect with others. Sometimes they send friend requests. Sometimes they send a message or say, "Oh, your post was very powerful. It really spoke to me. Thank you for posting," something like that. That doesn't cost you anything, but it really shows that person that you really cared, and whatever they did impacted you. So don't be hiding behind the curtains and expect to be a magnet. You have to be seen. To magnetize people, you have to show up and look and be visible. Great. So after people know who you are, then they need to like you. Nobody buys from anybody they don't like. They don't like. Like for me, I have these things that just, let's be honest, that for it, you buy for somebody who shares, your values, your personality, your interests. I like people who are hyper, and I like people who are outgoing, and I'm not this how do I say, square person. And no hate to anybody who is that, but I'm just saying, like attracts like. So you need to show people, uh to build a rapport with people. You need to build a rapport with people so that they see where we link with each other. So like because I talk about being a mom all the time, obsessively, other moms will be the ones who will be attracted to me, because moms like to talk about being moms and their kids all the time. I know people who don't have kids obviously get annoyed because we're talking about kids and sending photos and saying, "Oh my God, she peed and she did this and she has a cute smile," and stuff like that. And if you're not in that world, there is no building of rapport, because you really don't understand what is going on. So you need to build a rapport by sharing your personality, by sharing your likes, your dislikes, your likes and your how you move and what kind of person you are and what things you like. So if, for example, some people are offended by cursing and you curse, obviously you will not attract them. But if you're, for example, you are more of a religious person and you like Christian values, share that. I actually saw someone who did this amazing thing where they would put a Bible verse on their invoice. And I was like, "Oh wow, that's unique, and that really shows what's important to them. Like they really value their religion." So whatever people who like such like who are as religious as this person will be amazed and be like, oh, I want to do business with this person because we share the same religion, we have the same principles and the same values. So you really need to have a strategy to build a rapport. Make sure you share your personality. You are authentic in terms of who you really are. You're genuine. We cannot all be the same. We cannot, some people are very strict in terms of, oh, I need somebody who is on time, and they are orderly and they're like this, and maybe they don't like how, someone is all over the place, and you're all over the place, but you get it done. Likes attract likes. So I would say go live, share photos of, the fun things or the unique things about you. So, for example, if you like to be on time and this one time you were late and it just ruined your day, share that story. And people who are like, oh my God, I get it. I'm exactly like you, and it happened to me and this other time, and I was late and it just ruined my whole day. Share that. You, for example, like for me, I shared a post. In another group, and I said, tell me you're a mom without telling me you're a mom. And oh my God, the answers, like the comments were so hilarious. People would say, oh, I hide in the bathroom to eat my snacks. I don't poo in private and things like that. And I could truly relate, and I was having fun and enjoying myself and connecting with these ladies, and made a few friends who obviously now want to know, what do I do, why did I make this comment, how many kids do I have, and stuff like that. So go live and share your expertise, your business, and also share your face so that people can know you, see your voice. Even if you're a hairdresser, I know a hairdresser. She has a channel called Hair Duchess, and she doesn't talk. Actually, she rarely shows her face, but she just makes people's hair and just shows from point A when the person comes to the salon and their hair is not made, and then after she makes the hair and she says, link. There's a link on the products that I use, and she sells the stuff that she uses. So she sells oil and stuff like that. And I am addicted to those videos. That's where I get styles for my kids and stuff like that, because she also makes cute hair for kids. So do it in your own way, where you feel comfortable. So she doesn't feel comfortable speaking and interacting, but her work speaks for itself. So she goes live, and sometimes she has Q&As on the comment section and things like that. She shares photos of before and after. She shares photos of, if it was a day that she was tired, there was a time she was making hair and she was pregnant and she had to sit down and things like that. And that means you're humanizing yourself. You're showing up as you are so that people like who you are. Show your personality through your content. So when you have if you have a blog, or if you have a newsletter, and you have, don't just be all with your content. Let your personality come through. So like how I talk right now is how I write. How I talk is how I write. So you will see my content and say, oh, this is fun. It's like 100%. So if somebody is different, then if you are attached to that, you will go to who you really like. Yeah, be authentic, be genuine, be you. There is nobody else in this world apart from you, and you are the magic of your business. Network. I also had an issue with networking, you guys. You have no idea, but you have to network. Networking leads to so many opportunities of collaboration. I'm actually going to be featured in a podcast this week, just from networking with people and telling them what I do, why I love what I do, and showing up in places where I want to be seen. So network with others in your space, and see. Don't network with selfish reasons. Networking with just uh, with this idea of what can come out of it. How can I benefit? How can I benefit this person? Not how can I benefit myself? Yeah. So those are activities that will make people like you. So next, you want to build trust. What activities can you do to build trust so that your ideal client has seen you, obviously has liked, your vibe and how you move and how you speak and what you're about and your passion. So now you need to build authority. For them to buy from you, they need to understand that you're an expert, that you really know how to take them from point A to point B. So as an example, for example, you're an interior designer and you really need for them to understand that you have this eye where you know how to create a space that is not only good looking but comfortable and functional for them. If you are a transformational coach, you need to share that you are the best person to help them. Maybe their issue is forgiveness, or their issue is anger or grief. You have the tools and the skills and the knowledge to get them from where they will know how to react when anger triggers come, so that they don't damage their reputation or any other person, or ruin their place of work, because you have the skills. So how do you show people you're an expert? By the way, PS, everybody's an expert. I used to think, let me tell you why I was selling coaching for others instead of being a coach all these years, because I used to think there's certain ingredients that you need to have to show yourself as an expert, and I was wrong. So I thought you had to have a PhD and you have to have all these certifications, and actually I've hired people who don't have, I don't even know if they have certifications. I just hired them because I saw the transformation. I liked how they talked and how um, they were talking about transforming this situation of this problem that I have into something that is solvable, and I that's why I bought. And so even in your own current state, like I was telling you with the gynecologist, I really didn't even ask you, or where did you go to school and stuff like that. So a lot of times when I tell new clients you are an expert, they're like, oh, like that's a huge one. An expert means you just have the knowledge. You really can transform this situation. So ask yourself, what problem does the client have, and what solution do I have? How do I uh, transform them from the problem they have to a solution that they desire? So you are an expert. Everybody has a gift, and this is a God-given gift, and that God-given gift is what makes you an expert. For me, honestly, there are some things I cannot do. I can't do accounting. I cannot do hair. I cannot do fashion. I'm not that kind of girl. I'm not an expert there. But if you can help people be look good in things like that, and you've done it with your friends and the outcomes have been good, then you're an expert. You just need to see how you can compact that into something that people can buy. So I have a friend who does graphic design, and he's never gone to school for graphic design. He actually studied something totally different, but he just fell in love with it, and he put in the hours and he worked so hard, and the work speaks for itself. So you are an expert. Start just thinking of yourself as an expert immediately. If not, you really need to look back and say, am I in the right place? Yeah, am I really providing the transformation? Are my clients getting results? So how you build authority is to show up as the expert that I know you are, and you do that by sharing value, like I am doing currently. I'm giving you tips that will help you. Once you implement them, you will see changes in your business. So sharing value, you can do that in your in your industry, in where your ideal clients are, by giving them valuable information that transforms their life immediately. Then you can share social proof. If you worked with people in the past and you've provided that transformation, so powerful. Share social proof. Social proof. Social proof is like testimonials, client interviews, surveys, case studies. So many different types. I did that was our August webinar on sales triggers, and I talked about social proof as one of the sales triggers that actually make people buy. Because if I see this, you've done this for this person, maybe now they're earning this amount of money after working with you for this amount of time, and that's where I want to be. That is a very good magnet to help me, convince me to reach out to you to be able to help me. And then, of course, your personal stories, your personal journeys, especially if you don't have social proof. So you have a new business and you really haven't worked with so many people in that particular business, but you worked with others before in other business, and they can say this is your track record, or you've overcome something. So you've overcome something by yourself, and now you are able to help others. Then that is actually a good personal story to be able to share, so that people can say, you were right where I was, and now you can help. It's really, really difficult to hire somebody to help you solve something when they've never been through what like, if I've never owned a business, and I've never owned a business, and I've never studied business, and I come and tell you I can help you with your business. It's really hard for someone to be convinced. So personal stories and social proof are really the cement of the trust. Like, oh wow, this I can really see that this person can be able to help me, and let me see how I can reach out to them. So those are some of the strategies you can actually use immediately to ensure that you are seen and you become a magnet to attract the client to you rather than you chasing, after people. So that's it. I really wanted to do it at 30 minutes, but my passion doesn't allow me to, to keep time. So anyway, but I'm done. I really want to encourage you to take action at least each day in the 5 days of the week. Make sure you do one thing to make the client know about you, to make the clients like you, and to make the client, prospective clients, trust you. So you don't need a lot of time. Just 10 minutes is far better than nothing. And 10 minutes will build momentum. So if you do 10 minutes this week, you probably will see a change and maybe add another 5 minutes, and then be more strategic with your strategy, with your action steps and with your time. Don't be discouraged. I've said be persistent. If, for example, you have been persistent but you don't have a strategy and you've been doing the same thing for a long time and there's no result, then it's time to seek help. It's time to reach out to people who can be able to help you uh, to move to your goals. So if you want to be serious with your business and you want to get results and you want to know how you can have actionable steps to be ensure that you have a laser point degree on reaching your business, then you need to reach out to me at my email, phanice@outlook.com. Email me if this is on Facebook, DM me on LinkedIn, DM me and let me know how what goals you want to reach and how you want me to help you. And we'll do a free strategic call where I'll show you the steps I can be able to help you with, so that some of those you can use currently in your business. It's a no pressure call. It's 30 minutes of us finding a middle ground of where your goals are and the way and how I can be able to help you. So I really want to encourage you to take time to invest in yourself. It really changed my life. You have no idea. I actually, when I was investing in a coach, I was in a bad place. But this is really what made me open my eyes to the possibilities of what can change for me. So I do have a fast track to success coaching program. It's an 8-week program, and in this program I help moms, especially because I love moms. If you're a mom in business or you're considering to start a business, you already have a service based business or consultancy or coaching business. The reason I love service based consultancy or coaching is because you can create a value that will determine your income. Product pricing is different from service based pricing, and then you need an accountability partner. So I'm always there every week checking to make sure you have done the action steps, and you also have the eye on the ball, and you want to make an income that will provide you freedom so that you can be able to not to work as hard as you're working in your 9 to 5, but work smart, so work less for more money. So if this sounds like something you want to know more about, let me know. I only have 7 spaces available. I cannot do more than that. And I will tell you everything about the program, what we do in the 8 weeks, and how much it costs. So just let me know in the same email if you're interested, and I will let you know. So thank you so much for listening in for almost an hour on this valuable session. I hope you have been able, I know if you've been able to get some gems that will help you, and I look forward to helping you even more in the coming weeks. And I want to wish you a great week ahead. And obviously we are going into October. Can you imagine? Yes, a great October, very profitable month, and looking forward to connecting with you in one way or another. So thank you so much.